I'm recording this on April 1st, 2022, a fantastically exciting day for all genealogists. This is the day that the 1950 census records are released. Wow. Oh man, I've been having fun taking a look at them today. Hey, and I want to let you know what I'm finding and how you can find your ancestors right now in this brand new census records. We'll be right back after this. Thank you, fellow roadies, for joining me again for this video. And boy, when I say it's going to be a good one, I always say it's going to be a good one, right? But this one, wow, it is really good. It's once in a 10-year experience when the new census records are released. And that sure is exciting for us people doing family history and genealogy, right? Oh, yeah, you bet. Listen, I've been playing with this all day, and there's some things I want to point out to you. First of all, I want to make sure you know where to go to be able to do a by name search for your ancestors today. You know, you don't have to know the enumeration district number. Well, you might have to know it at some point, but the National Archives did a by name index with artificial intelligence. Now, you can search for your ancestors by name, and you should know which state and county they lived in. That would be very helpful. But listen, this index is not going to be perfect. Like I'll show you, I found one name where they scribbled over one of the letters in a name because they didn't get the letters right to begin with. So that messes up the artificial intelligence capabilities a little bit, but I'll show you that. Matter of fact, let's go right now over to the computer so I can start showing you how to find your ancestors and a couple of things to watch out for. Okay, here we are on the website. Here is Google. Now, you go into your box where you put in the URL, and you're going to go to this address right here. https://1950census.archives.gov/search. When you go there, you're going to see this. Now it has some tips here, of course, that the archives are giving you. But what I'm doing here, to look for someone by name, I can just put in a name, but you know, that's going to be probably way too broad. The more information you know, the better. Okay, the state I'm going to put in is Pennsylvania. The county and city. The county I'm going to put in is Allegheny County. Now, I don't have a lot of people with this surname, so I'm pretty sure I know where they lived, but I'm just going to put in their name right here. Arthur Kleist, first and last name all together here, and hit that search button right there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at, oh my goodness. Just look at that. And then you can just zoom right in there and take a look. See, where are they? Oh, here we are. There's Arthur Kleist right here. Arthur Kleist. I mean, that's spelled a little bit differently. Looks like A-R-U-T-H-U-R. But you know, it found it when I just typed in Arthur, A-R-T-H-U-R. Looks like they put A-R-U-T-H-U-R, which wouldn't be exactly right. So, you know what you can do? You can, if you want to correct that to make sure that everybody else can find it, even though I was able to find it, spelling the name correctly. See up here it says, help us transcribe names. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to click. It says get started. Now what it's going to do is you have to type your email address in here. Okay, email address, enter. What they're going to do is they are going to send you a code to that email address. So, and it might take a few minutes, but I'll come right back. Okay, now I got the code. Now I'm going to give you some information here. I copied the code from my email. Now I'm pasting it into this box. And when I hit enter, then it's going to let me do that, begin to transcribe. Now, here's a hint. I was playing with it earlier. For some reason, when I manually entered that number in the box earlier today, it was not working. It told me it was the wrong number. And I double-checked it, triple-checked it, quadruple-checked it. It was the right number that I was manually typing in there. So if you manually type it in there and it's saying it's the wrong number, go ahead and copy that number from your email and then paste it into that box. Okay, it says you're ready to transcribe. You hit begin, and it wants to know what line number. See, line numbers all the way along the left-hand side here. So this one I want to put as line number 3. Is drop down and just click on the number of the line you want. Okay. And I already entered this transcription in there actually, so I don't need to add it back in there again. But that's how you would do it. And you can keep transcribing as many of these entries from the census that you want. So let's see, what else did I want to tell you? Oh, okay, so yeah, we searched for this specific name, Arthur Kleist. So what it's going to tell you down here, it's hard to see, but it says this is page 1 of 1. It's a one-page result that you've gotten. Now, if you scroll down, not the page that the census image is on, but on the whole page, there will be more hits from that search you did. Here there's a William Kleist, and I'll tell you the other extracted names that the artificial intelligence pulled out of that particular page. Here's a John Kleist. Here is an Arthur Keyist. Now, this is something I wanted to point out to you too. Once again, now you can't, now this is, I know that this is my father, mother, and brother. Now, up here at the beginning of the page are 2 of my father's brothers who are still living at home. Now, what you would normally do is, of course, you would go to the previous page to see, and I know at this point that it's my father's parents and a couple more of his siblings. But I can't go from here because I only asked for that one name, and I can't go to the previous page if I wanted to search, because you'll there's a good chance lots of times you'll have relatives that are living nearby. You can't freely do that here. The way you can do that, I will show you that in a minute. But right now, I will just go down. I will look at this. It says Arthur Key. Now that would be a very strange name indeed. Keeist. Let me take a look at it. I click on population schedules, and the page with that name will come up. Let's zoom in there. Should be at the bottom of the page, right? If that's, yep, that is the page before the one my parents are on. Now you can see why the artificial intelligence got it wrong. Because here, it said that the name is spelled Kleist. Here, it looks like they did Ke to start out, and then they said, oh no, that's supposed to be an L, so they sort of wrote over that. But the artificial intelligence still saw that as an E, so it took the name as Keeist. So, once again, I went in earlier today, and I went up to help us transcribe names. I went through the whole process I showed you before. I said that I wanted to transcribe line 28, and I corrected that so that that will show correctly when other people go in to do a search for that name. So once again, let me go back up to where my parents' names were. Where were they here? Let's see. I believe this is it here. Yes, that's it. Now, once again, because we searched for that one name, it's just a one-page result. So I can't go scrolling through that neighborhood that my parents lived in. But if you want to do that, once you find the name you're looking for, then you can go up to the top of this list, and it will list the enumeration district number, the ED number right here. It's 2-244. You can go in, okay, you still have Pennsylvania, still going to be Allegheny County. You can put the enumeration district right in here, 2-244, and hit that search button. Then you will get that whole enumeration district. Okay, that didn't work out the way I wanted. Oh, because up here, see, it's going to show you up here on the page here, it's still thinking I'm looking for Arthur Kleist. I can hit the X to take him off. So then now, you see there's just one entry for this 27 pages of this enumeration district. You see, it's part of the city of Duquesne. Then you hit population schedules. And now you see it says 1 of 27. This first one, it's just I guess a sort of a title page that the enumerator put on. But if you go to the next page, then you start to see all the entries for all the people. So once you see that enumeration number, well, then you can see all the people in that particular enumeration district. But yeah, definitely try looking for the name first. And if the top entry is not the name you want, like I showed you before, scroll through and see if there's anything, like I showed you that keyist or however it was reading it. If you think, hey, that looks suspicious, you know, it's in the right geographic area, that worked out. That worked out perfectly. Now, I didn't see that. I didn't notice that at first. I just saw that first entry. So I says, well, I know my parents lived above my father's parents, so I knew they had to be on the page before that. So I did put in the enumeration district number, and I went and I found them, and there it was. But then as soon as I saw that entry, I could see why the artificial intelligence read it as key E-E-I-S-T. So play around with that. I mean, it's great that they have this ability to search by name. I mean, this just didn't happen on the last census. We had to wait quite a while for sites to index them, and they are working on it right now. There are these other sites like Ancestry, MyHeritage, Family Search. They are all working hard right now to get accurate by name indexes. And even then, when they do it, I mean, it's just people looking at it and typing it in, so they might not see it right. So, you know, I've found names in the Ancestry census records where the names were wrong because they were just indexed wrong because they were read wrong. So you still may find that. You still may find that. And I'm even seeing on this particular page here, it's interesting. I don't know who these people are, but you see this Agnes, A-G-N-U-S. I think Agnes is normally spelled A-G-N-E-S. I mean, you know, that woman could have spelled it that way. I don't know. But, gee, this is really fantastic. It's just fantastic. And these will show you, of course, Just like most other census records, all along the side here will tell you the name of the street, then the number right after it is the house number, and this other serial number is just a one-up number as they go along with the enumerator. And it just asks, is this house on a farm? Yes or no? Is this house on a piece of land of 3 or more acres? That's an interesting question. Of course, the name of a head of household, the relationship, race, sex, how old was this person on the last birthday? Is this person now married, widowed, divorced, separated, or never married? What state was this person born in? If the person is foreign born, are they naturalized? What was this person doing most of last week? Working, keeping house, or something else? Or you for unable to work? Did this person do any work at all last week, not counting work around the house? Indicate work for pay, his own business, on a farm, or unpaid family work. Hey, that's interesting, right? And these questions are only for people 14 years of age and over. Was this person looking for work? Even though he didn't work last week, does he have a job or business? How many hours did he work last week? And what kind of work? And this is, you've seen this in earlier censuses, what kind of work, and then what kind of business, and then the class of worker, whether it's for a private employer, for a government work, own business, or without pay on a family farm or business. Now, one other thing you'll notice is, they had supplemental questions at random in the 1940 census, and I think there were maybe 2 per page, maybe 3, but I think it was 2. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this census, there are 6 people who will be asked supplementary information. I mean, this is 6 out of 30. This is 20%? 6, okay, 6 out of 30. Is that what it is? Yes, it's 20%. 20% of the people will be asked underneath here a lot more questions. I'm not going to go into this right now. Was he living in the same house a year ago? Was he living on a farm a year ago? Was he living in this same county a year ago? If it's different, they want to know the county or the nearest place where he did live, and the state or foreign country where he lived a year ago. Now, it didn't say up above, it's just in the supplementary questions. What country were the father and mother born in? If they're born in the United States, they're putting the state in there. Now, it says here, enter a U.S. or name of territory, possession, or foreign country. It doesn't say to enter the name of the state. That's interesting. I don't know if that's... But there's a lot more. What's the highest grade of school they attended? Did they finish that grade? For persons 14 years of age or over, it's going to ask a lot of questions, including how much money did they earn last year as an employee? And how much did they earn working in their own business or professional practice? How much money did he receive from interest, dividends, veterans allowances, pensions, rents, or other income? Wow, they want to know specifically how much you made from all sources. And then they ask the same question for other people living in your house. The same exact questions. How much they earned in wages, how much they earned in their own business or profession, and how much they earned from all these other sources, interest, dividends, veterans allowances, and so on. And then finally, did they ever serve in the U.S. Armed Forces? Yes or no for World War I, World War II, and any other time, including present service. So they ask for a lot of information in these supplementary questions. So you can get some detailed information, especially on how much they earned. Now, will people be honest about how much money they earned? Well, you just don't know. Now, this particular enumerator, this is another thing I'll point out. The artificial intelligence will probably pick up on these much better because you'll notice this enumerator was printing the names and all the other information. Printing. Now, they were not required to print, as far as I know, because there are other pages that I've come across where they are writing this information. And of course, the handwriting will be harder to read for the artificial intelligence than printing. So I'm glad that this enumerator, at least in this one area where my ancestors were, that this enumerator was printing. But let me look. I haven't done this yet. I'm still in Allegheny County in Pennsylvania. I'm going to look for, I'm trying to think of another name. I'm going to just say Kratzenberg. Not a real common name, but its ancestors there. So he says, no records found. Please try another search. That's interesting. Well, okay, let me take off, once again over here, take off this enumeration district. There we go. See, I've got some hits. I've got one there, one there, one there. See, this says Katzenberg, although sometimes the name was written without the R. So let me see. Let's take a look at this top one here. Now here you see there is writing. Kratzenberg. This is Fred Kratzenberg. Now, it read that surname very well, even though, once again, this might not happen all the time, but man, handwriting is so hard for computers to pick up. But look, it picked up this handwriting. It picked up that handwriting, Kratzenberg, and had no problem finding that. So please, 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 the first thing you need to do is search by the name of your ancestors, because you just might find it on the first day of release of the census records. And I think that's just incredible. Just incredible. Okay, there you go. There's what you need to know to get started finding your ancestors in the 1950 census. Man, it's exciting. I'm sorry. I'm giddy. I'm giddy. I mean, this is beyond like being a kid at Christmas. This is just beyond that. I'm sorry if I'm coming on too strong, but oh man, it's just exciting. Hope you're excited too, and I hope this helped out. So we'll see you next time on the road to your family history.